Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to be talking about how I made the accessories for Peach for Mario Odyssey. If you haven't already, definitely go check out my last video where I talked about how I made the shirt and also the skirt. Down in the description below, there is going to be an Amazon link with all the materials that I used for this video, so definitely go check it out. Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive in. So I apologize for the quality and the lighting. During this time, I was actually working on my cosplay area, which I will be releasing a video next week about. So bear with the quality and the lighting. I was in the middle of setting things up. So what I am doing here is I am tracing and cutting the material for my hat. This is going to be the brim part. So I use this really low quality fabric that I got from a craft store, and I will say I was not too thrilled with it. I would honestly use a material that has either a higher rate of spandex and not as much cotton because it just frayed and it just didn't look good. But this is what I had and what I could afford at the moment. So go ahead and serge that or sew it all together and see if it fits your brim, which quite honestly, it really didn't, but inside my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna make it work. See what I mean about the runs? You can see it on the hat and it's driving me nuts, but the ribbon hit it a little bit and it was in the back, so no one could really see it except for me, but these little details just bothered me so much, but you know, we work with it. So once you're done with the brim, go ahead and draft your half dome shape. I'm gonna leave in the description a cosplayer that did a dome shape. I took that and I sized it down a bit and also made it a half dome, so go ahead and do that. I will also add that this carpet cutter is so much better than a box cutter. I like the angle, I like how it fits, and it also just cuts a lot nicer too, in my belief. Once you're done cutting out the pieces, go ahead and get your contact cement and put it on both sides of the pieces and stick them together. Alrighty, now we have our half dome here. I went ahead and I cut the fabric down the middle, so you just have a seam on the top part. I sewed that together and then I just kind of worked my way to make it fit. Like I said before in the beginning, I really recommend using a different type of material, but I just had to work with what I had. I feel like if I used a material that was very stretchy, it would have worked a lot better, but the spandex level in this material didn't have enough, so yep, that's what I get. Once you're done with that, go ahead and glue the hat part to the brim part. This may look very messy, but trust me, it's all gonna be okay. The ribbon's gonna cover a majority of this, so I wasn't too concerned about being too perfect on this. The next part, we're going to work on the gems for Peach's belt. So what I used is I used the EasyCast, and I would highly recommend that you read the instructions and make sure you're working in an environment that has open windows and you're wearing gloves and a mask. This is very low toxic. There are some resins that are highly toxic, so please be sure to read all the instructions and make sure that you're wearing all the safety gear before working with resin. So I mix the two mixtures together. Make sure that you do it very equally. These cups really help, so it can kind of show you how you're doing the resin and how to measure it properly, because if you don't measure it properly, it just turns out really bad. I actually had one mold that was just really gooey and it didn't like set right, so make sure that you do a couple test batches before you do the final product. Next, we're going to go ahead and pour it in another one and make sure all the bubbles are out of the resin thing. Next, we're going to go ahead and pour our resin into the mold. I used a silicone bakery mold. It's an egg shape and it worked out so perfectly. I would highly recommend you not fill it up all the way because it just didn't look right. It looked too eggy. So definitely fill it up halfway. Then I used this pigment and I just used a lot of it. And then I also added glitter as well, but unfortunately I didn't get to film that part. So once you're done with that, the resin's going to cure for at least 24 hours. In the meantime, go ahead and take a foam dowel and glue the two ends together so that it fits the gem. I then took some Flexbond and I just go ahead and painted that all over. I really enjoy Flexbond on foam because not only does it help the paint stay longer, it also is super glossy and shiny and just gives it a really nice finish. So I did 3 coats of this Flexbond. And this is what it looks like when it's all dry. See, look at how shiny it looks. And go ahead and take some gold acrylic paint and paint a few layers of that on your piece. And this is the result. I absolutely loved the finish of this. Like, look at how shiny that looks. Like, oh my gosh, we are so awesome. And then I really loved how this gem piece looked. The glitter just really made it stand out. You can use any kind of glitter. I just used like a really fine iridescent one. So yeah, it just looks so good. So go ahead and put your piece around it and make sure that it fits, which it does, because we are just so cool like that. Yeah, wow, that looks amazing. And then go ahead and take your hot glue gun and go ahead and put it all around the edges. I know I need a new hot glue gun. I've had this since I started cosplaying like 5 years ago. I know I need a new one, so don't judge me. And then once you're done with that, go ahead and hot glue the back of it so we can put it on the belt. This sucker will not go anywhere. And for the closure for the belt, I added some snaps on the back. Then we're gonna go ahead and work on Peach's earrings. We're gonna go ahead and take these foam balls and, oh my God, I'm literally 5. And then we're gonna go ahead and take this paintbrush and some chopsticks. This is gonna be to hold the styrofoam balls. Oh my god, I need to stop that. And then we're gonna go ahead and take this studio paint. It could be any kind of paint, honestly, just whatever works best for you. All right, now we're gonna stick these earrings, I can't say balls anymore, and put it on the chopsticks. This is gonna help you paint and hold it easier without getting it on your hands, which always happens to me for some odd reason. And we are done with the earrings. Let those dry and hot glue them to some earrings and you are done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped some of you. And if you like what I do, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe. I will see you next Saturday where I talk about how I did my whole basement crafting area. So see you next Saturday. Bye.